The sound of death. It's that flat line. It felt like a bomb. When I heard it first in 2016, when my sister-in-law, who was living in the US, called me to say that my brother, who was only 56 years old at that time, suddenly collapsed and passed away on the spot due to aortic dissection. It's a heart problem. They were on their wedding anniversary trip. A year passed, and I got another dreaded call. My sister told me that my mom couldn't be revived anymore. She had multiple organ failure due to diabetes, and her health significantly deteriorated after my brother passed away. Now, a little over a year after that, another call came. And I was told my father peacefully passed away in his sleep. He had heart and kidney problems. And he had major depression after my mom died. So for some of you who has unfortunately experienced the same, I'm sure you can understand that this sound of death, that ringing sound, crushes you when it happens in real life. It's that ringing sound that blurs everything. And today, that sound at times has turned into a pinch into my heart. And whenever that happens, immediately regret follows. I regret not spending more time with them. I regret not calling them frequently enough. I regret not visiting frequently enough. I regret not saying I love you often enough. And as you know, the regret would always be followed by guilt. The ironic part is, I've worked in healthcare all my professional life. I've studied these diseases. I've studied the science, I know the procedures, but when it came to my loved ones, I felt so helpless. And I felt so sad that I couldn't do anything and I wasn't able to help prevent or delay their deaths. And so that was a turning point for me. In 2019, a year after my father passed away, I got appointed to this role. And the night I knew that I was getting the promotion was the only single time my mom appeared in my dreams. Until now, she doesn't. That only single time. She was crying, but she was smiling. I knew she was happy. I knew she was proud. And that's when I really realized my bigger purpose. I knew that I had to do more. I knew that I had to make them proud. I knew that I don't want to have more regrets. And so today that means cherishing and collecting more of precious life's moments. Saying I love you to my children day and night, every possible chance that I get, hugging them regularly, and translating the work that I do in science and innovation into real life impact so that I can help other people experience more of these precious life moments. Now, barely a year into being the company president, the pandemic hit. And I'm sure all of us in this theater, like wounded soldiers, can relate. Right? So the pandemic taught me the value of courage, agility, and resilience. Because at the end of the day, I asked myself, is having a purpose enough? So this was when the purpose turned into a mission. I belong to an organization that is deeply committed to science and patients. And so at that time, we had a clear guidance, a clear mission. Deliver the vaccines at no profit during the pandemic to the world the shortest time possible. How do you do that? There was no playbook. I didn't even have a team for vaccine. And so what we did, we pulled a small task force of 5 very committed people. While we didn't know exactly how to deliver the mission, there was no playbook, there was one thing very clear. We needed to help, and we wanted to help. So no matter how difficult it was, we will deliver that mission. And we faced huge challenges. Finding the right decision makers, finding the right policy to support access. But we knew that we didn't have the luxury of time. And we knew that if we waited for everything to be laid out perfectly for us, we will fail the mission. And so we had to change the model ourselves. So what we did, we worked thanks to hundreds of our private company partners. We challenged the route. We were able to come up with a groundbreaking multilateral stakeholder agreement to bring the vaccines here as a donation of these private companies to the country. That also helped accelerate the vaccination of essential workers and helped open the economy sooner. And it also became a template for other vaccine companies. Needless to say, lives were saved. The impact that truly matters the most. And we are here today, able to gather today, something that I'm truly proud of. The mission seems to be completed, right? We were able to deliver what we had to deliver, but no, it doesn't end there. Do you know that in the Philippines, 120,000 patients would die every year of ischemic heart disease? More than 100,000 patients would die of cancer, 21,000 of those from lung cancer alone. Close to 40,000 patients with chronic kidney disease would die every year. The list can go on and on. And this doesn't count the number of loved ones and families affected by these deaths. And so there's much more to be done. And so learning from the pandemic, my team and I agreed that we've done it, right? We won't be happy working with the status quo anymore. We have to drive change. And so in the last 4 years, a large part of my work has been connecting stakeholders, forming innovative partnerships to deliver solutions to bridge gaps in healthcare. Did you know that less than 3 out of every 100 lung cancer patients would survive for 5 years and more? I'm not having that. We have to drive change. We brought in artificial intelligence so that patients can be scanned earlier, so that hopefully, they can be treated earlier and live longer. Did you know that every hour, 1 chronic kidney disease, sakit sa bato, patient would progress to dialysis? I'm not having that. With a simple urine test, you know if you're at risk. So we're doing this massively to help Filipinos, to help patients learn more about their health, learn more about their disease, get managed earlier so that they can live longer and enjoy more precious moments with their families. Right? Part of it to drive this change is partnership. That's an important part because with partnerships, we can leverage on each other's strengths, expertise, capabilities, resources. As Mother Teresa said, I can do what you cannot do. You can do what I cannot do, but together we can do great things. That's the value of partnership. In conclusion, a purpose turned into a mission delivers impact. While up to this day, it breaks my heart to have lost my dearest loved ones. It helped me realize a bigger purpose. It helped me appreciate life more. It helped me want to drive change. How wonderful would it be if you and I today can have the extra years that I didn't have with my brother, with my mom, with my dad, to say I love you more, to call more, to visit more. I wish you all good health and the inspiration to find your purpose and mission. Thank you very much.